Hey Aquarius, what's going on? When I split the deck, I was seeing the Emperor and the Tower. When we have Emperor, it is connected, in my opinion anyway, with I think the biggest, most profound things that we have going on as it relates to our understanding of our lives and how we want to be living it, how we want to be showing up, all centered around ourselves. And having the Tower be connected with that, there can be like a shift in your identity. There can be a shift when it comes to just anything having to do with yourself, anything having to do with big investments within your life, anything having to do with your sense of direction and what it is that you want, what it is that you want to go after, what it is that you are aiming for even, and like your sense of purpose can be connected with this too. And all around when we have the Tower, this is going to be a time when the pieces of us that are ready to sort of fall off now because it may not be resonating with a more true tune of you, it can be the time when that kind of falls away a bit here and feeling more and more like you're getting to a place of knowing yourself better than you had before. We are starting off first with the Hierophant. This Hierophant always feels very patient to me. Patiently putting the pieces together. Okay, so we have sister signs here. We have Taurus and we have Scorpio. So this is going to highlight the axis point of Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus and Scorpio axis point is about devotion. Taurus and Scorpio axis point is about what we deeply value, what we deeply care about, what we are seeking, what we are searching for, and what really holds the most meaning to us and what we have circulating, whether we're honoring that, whether we're getting rid of the stuff that's no longer in alignment anymore. This is going to be the soul searching that we do with that energy of Scorpio, where we are really getting to know ourselves on the deepest level. So it's all about that self-realization and then how our beliefs and our values are connected with that as Taurus is related to this. What this means is that there may be a big shift in your something having to do with a commitment within your life. That can be something, there can be a contract that's ending, whether this be a spiritual contract or changing, whether this be a spiritual contract or it be an actual contract. This can be something as well about what you had been receiving and what you had been giving, and that going through some type of shift as well. Because when we focus on the energy of Taurus and Scorpio, we can also see this as being related in tarot anyway, as being connected with your second house and your eighth house. And so your second house can be about like your own stuff that you have and that you receive and the things that you have like collected within your life. And having Scorpio be there, this can be about there being a reprise of some sort, and there can also be a spring cleaning that you're doing as well. If you have anything that you are actively keeping, this can be the time when you look at it and you ask yourself if that's really aligned for you to have around now, whatever it may be. This can be your relationships, it can be a belief system that you have, it can be traditions, it can be like cultural relevance, it can be spiritual beliefs for sure with the Hierophant. So there can be all of this stuff that's going on here, the roles that you play too. I see that as being connected with Hierophant. I don't feel like this is a fast, immediate change. Just intuitively, with this Hierophant looking very patient to me, and then there being this having to do with the timing of things, I feel like this is actually a slow process of change that you're going through, but that you can be very well aware that this has been initiated now at this point. And this can really change the way that you show up within your life. And it can also really be changing your understanding of what's important to you at the end of the day. And why it's changing is because you're getting to know yourself better. So this comes from a place of self-realization. It comes from a place of you doing shadow work here and understanding what old stuff may no longer resonate with you anymore, like what belief systems or beliefs just in general may be out of alignment now for you at this point. And it can be stuff that you're letting go of, like, I don't want to play that part anymore, or I think that this matters to me instead of that, or that this has become more important to me, or that I'm noticing that this is more favorable for me. Because Taurus is connected with the energy of Venus, and Venus is connected with what we want. It is connected with what we like. And so there can be some like type of realization that you're having here about what's really important to you at the end of the day. And when we have the energy of Scorpio, we have to surrender, we have to release, which means that if you're going to welcome in the new energy that wants to come through, there can be things that have expired now that you have to let go of. So you have to surrender to this process. And I am seeing Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Six of Swords is a card that's connected with things getting better, things getting easier, us being able to move forward, and there being a deeper sense of awareness. I feel like this is a part of you that's just been like there waiting for you to realize. For some of you too, this can be a shift in a community that you're going to be experiencing, because Hierophant can sometimes represent communities. For some of you, there can be a community that you are going to be leaving, or something that feels like a community that you could be shifting out of to maybe move into something that feels like it's more in resonance with you and your path now. Meaning, maybe there's something going on where you're recognizing that you've developed like a different way of living, or a different way of like living that you value. And so if there's anything that you're connected with community-wise that you feel like doesn't really allow you to emphasize and experience that, there can be a migration that's being made. And this can be, too, a way that your own understanding of the way that life works for you and how you want to be living. And this can also be about your spirituality, too. There can be something about that that's leading to a big shift as well. Only because you are discovering more of yourself. It's not like you're just like reinventing yourself and it's just another facade or like another identity. This is more so like what stops me from being myself, or what stops me from connecting with what's most important to me. Like, these are the things that you are surrendering. These are the things that you're letting go of. So it's only the stuff that's not relevant to your storyline anymore. Your priorities are changing. We have Two of Pentacles. I'm seeing there be a relationship between what is developing as your understanding of what your priorities are, and then what you're doing as a reflection of that in 3D, and how there's very much a relationship between those things. So it can be about like what you are prioritizing, what you are placing importance on, what you are actively exchanging energy within, and what matters most to you. And that's part of this cycle that's going on that holds relevance within this. There's also a sentiment as well with this particular Two of Pentacles of this just being where you are right now. So that means that maybe there are things that are coming up right now that you're realizing this is really important to me and I want to honor it. And rather than looking at it and saying, this is something that's going to be important that I need to honor for the rest of my life, and locking yourself in that way, which maybe that was something that you did before having the Hierophant here. This is more so being so present that you're recognizing in this moment what is most important to you and honoring those things without feeling like you need to be doing it forever and always, which is allowing you to be as present and like radically honest about the way that you feel and what's important to you in each given moment. And starting off with the Hierophant, like this can be a big shift for you. Like maybe you don't normally do things in this way, because Hierophant is connected with Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign, and when we have fixed signs, when there's an emphasis of fixed energy in our chart, and we also have Scorpio here too. Both of these signs are fixed signs. So this can be like when I make a commitment, or I make a promise, or I say that I'm going to be doing this, I follow through 100%. And when it comes to life and like the ever-changing quality of what that is, having that energy of Scorpio come in here is about recognizing when that is not true for us any longer, and having to do the thing that can sometimes feel very painful and difficult of switching lanes when it's time to switch lanes. And as soon as you get the feeling that it's time to switch lanes, that's when it's time to switch lanes. And so that's something as well that is coming up here. It's like being committed to the things that you want to be committed to and that you want to be connected to, and holding on to those things and being dedicated to those things until you get the feeling that something else becomes more important, and that's when the shift is made. And that's just you adapting to life. And this is something that it takes you being totally present in order to understand the flow of this. Otherwise, we're just repetitively doing the same things, which there's nothing wrong with until it becomes out of touch, because it's no longer the path anymore. We like veered off when it curved the other direction, and so this can be a correction that's being made here. And I think that this is also about allowing yourself to have different things become important to you, allowing yourself to the room to focus on new or different things that you want to be focusing on. It looks like this is focusing on a new chapter that you're starting. I'm seeing the Ten of Cups be connected with it. So this is something that you would feel brings major joy into your life and a sense of connection, a feeling of connection. I'm seeing you choosing something here. So maybe there was even something where you had options of what you could pick, and you picked something here, and that's the chapter that you're going to be starting. But this does feel like it requires some type of sacrifice or surrendering to something that before you had been holding on to. Just because like something else has become more important to you now. So there's just an honoring of that. And that is the new chapter that you are beginning. Seeing this be connected with Ten of Cups, this is something that you would really feel like you are choosing this. It's like the part of you that's the Queen of Cups is the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. That's the part of you that would be choosing this. So this can be something on the emotional front for you that you are choosing to give weight to. That's maybe become important to you now at this point. I'm seeing there be this desire to build in that direction. We have Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So this is going to be about taking tangible steps to honor that. It's like your next life's work. We have Eight of Pentacles coming out, and we have King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So I'd say for sure that this is about you honoring what's going on in the world of everything that you're feeling and allowing that cosmic energy to guide you and remaining in touch with that. I will say this as well. Having Hierophant and having Eight of Pentacles, I see you as being very, very, very dedicated to the things that you care about, where you become, like, this Hierophant feels like I studied it and I put on the outfit and I know the ins and outs of it, and this is what I give my dedication to. And so I'm seeing you be in an energy where, like, when you decide on something, when you commit to something, you really do give it your all. And I think that's something that you're figuring out is about when that is something that, when it's something that it feels like that with you, for you, and to stick with that because that's your truth, versus when, and also when to switch lanes because you're meant to be dedicated to something else. So it can, because you're not just like, as the Hierophant, you don't just like pick one thing throughout life and it's like that's the only thing that you're ever dedicated to, unless it really is like that for you. I think for many of us, we can go through different phases where we play different roles and different things become important to us. And this shows that there's a balance between what you are committed to and making sure that those things that you're committed to, that really is the truest version of you, and that it's honoring the truest version of you, like the most self-realized version of you that you are at any given moment, and that this is liable to change as you change, meaning as you evolve, meaning as you peel back the layers to reveal yourself to yourself. So there is that whole relationship between the external and the internal, and the devotion that you have to these roles that you take on and the things that you commit yourself to. And having the Death card, I really do get the sense that something is changing for you. Like, this can be your life path, or this can even be like a way of living that is shifting for you. Some of you, your finances can be involved in this too. That can be something as well that we have going on here. I feel like this is about going where you feel called. And that when you are connecting with the things that you value most, and that's what you're devoted to, because it feels less about the identity. It's like less about what you're actually doing, and it's more about doing what you value, whatever that may be. And that it's not about what it is, it's about how you feel about it and what it means to you. And that's the truth. It's not about just like sticking to something and being within that. It's sticking to what matters most to you, whatever that may be. And that doesn't always stay the same. And so I'm seeing something here about a shift. But that means too that you may have to give something up, because when we have the Hierophant, there can be a position that we play that we benefit in certain ways from playing that position. But with the Death card, it's time to retire that because you're going to be stepping into a different position. And I'm saying this is something that you've been doing for a long time as well. Having Eight of Pentacles shows like you got really good at this. But it doesn't mean that just because something else is happening here, it just means that that's just like the next level of things that you're stepping into. Like everything is related. Like every level leads to the next level, and then that one goes on top of the next one. It's just the progression of things. And all of the skills and the understanding and the cultivation that was developed in that chapter is going to, it's like all the experience that you needed to step into this chapter. into this new chapter that you are beginning. And so that was like all a prerequisite for you to be here now. I'm seeing something about an emerging that's happening. This can be a very... This feels like the type of time where you kind of just have to go into the portal and see where it's going to take you, but it can feel very unsure what's going to be happening and like where things are going to go. And so you have to sort of just go with the flow of this and see. But I'm seeing something that feels not totally secured, and it feels... When I say it's not totally secured, I mean more so from a place of you don't really know where the Wheel of Fortune is going to spit you out, but you have to enter into that portal and see where it's going to take you, because that's your next life direction. And it's telling you that new things are important to you now, because you have expanded to this point to be able to make contact with them. And maybe that's also part of having Death and Wheel of Fortune, is about having to surrender to the process of growth that you are participating in, and to be a willing participant rather than to avoid change at all costs. Because that can be an issue with the Hierophant. Like, I've been here and I've been working on this, and it's like other things are obviously becoming important. I do keep seeing Five of Cups. Like, this is the third time that I've seen Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck. When we have Five of Cups, this is connected with having to reconcile something emotionally, having to come to terms with something and accept what it is. But there can be, it's a process. When I see Eight of Pentacles and I see Wheel of Fortune, this feels like your work has led you here. Everything that you have been connected with within your life and that you've been doing and that's been being cultivated has led you to this point where you can like jump off from here now. But with Wheel of Fortune, I feel like, again, you don't know where exactly this is going to be taking you. You know it's taking you somewhere, but you don't know exactly where it's going to be taking you. But no matter where it is that it takes you, it's all going to be feeling like expansion and growth and development. That's coming through too. But you have to take everything out of the backpack that you're not going to be using anymore. It's like when you switch jobs and they like ask for your uniform back. You have to give it back, but you're going to get a new uniform. Yeah, this is very, I'm hearing auspicious, which is a good thing. And we have the moon here. And so we have this interesting thing here with Hierophant and Death, the two out of the 4 fixed signs. So Taurus and Scorpio are the fixed signs. Fixed signs like to get on the path and stay on the path. But then below, in this second part of things, we have Jupiter and we have Pisces. And Jupiter is an energy that is a mutable energy. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, which one of them we have here, and both of them are mutable signs. And mutable signs are about adapting, about embracing change, about recognizing what's going on and making the appropriate shifts. And so this is about going into something and seeing where this process takes you, knowing that you are just honoring what has become most important to you now and what you feel you want to be paying attention to and what you want to be giving your energy to. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing this. Like, if I go this way, I feel like you're going from something that felt very, very routine into something that feels like you're going to be developing the routine because you don't even know what's going to be popping up. So it goes from something being very predictable to this shift that you are embracing, if you're willing, to things being very unpredictable, but that is the way. And then you'll find the rhythm of that eventually. And this is what's more fitting for you now, so that's why you're moving in this direction. Like, all of the energy is pushing you this way. But you do have to embrace an explorer's attitude here. Because maybe exploring the unknown is something that's becoming important to you. Maybe you feel called this way now. And having Scorpio and having Pisces here, these are some very intuitive energies. You're going to love this. I'm seeing us end with Ace of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. When we have Nine of Pentacles, this is about us stepping into something. I'm getting something about the past here with the Hierophant. So maybe there's something about breaking away from that so you can come fully into the present moment. I'm seeing a dragonfly here. With the Nine of Pentacles, this is about... this is what you're going to be exploring. So essentially with the Nine of Pentacles, when you plant things in the garden and everything is just blossoming and overflowing and it's really lush and it has everything that you need there, and there is this feeling of everything very much thriving, that is the Nine of Pentacles. It's like the best of life, the most enjoyable of life, and us feeling like most capable and empowered, and really feeling a sense of connection with our environment and how we are showing up within our environment, and also really enjoying that experience. That's what this next chapter is about. And this is something that's really going to honor your personal power as well, and your personal preferences too, for what they are becoming at this point. I think that the biggest thing that is going to be most challenging is going to be to move through your attachments that need to be surrendered, and also can be to not focus so much on the results of things that you're losing sight of the process, and to focus more on the process and less about trying to control and micromanage what's going to happen if I really honor the way that I feel right now. And that's going to be it. Because if you're trying to micromanage everything here and being like, well, I can't do this because what if that's going to happen? And it's like, no, you're meant to empower yourself here, or you're meant to honor this here. But when there's so much of a focus on like, what's the outcome going to be there and this, and then manipulating the energy, it's like we really mess up the process. So this is going to be tuning into the energy and doing what you need to do because it's what you need to do, because that's what you feel called to do, and allowing the outcome to be what it's going to be because that's what it needs to be. And that's what's going to happen all throughout this process. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm getting something about 4th house and 8th house coming through. So there can be focuses on that. Thank you everybody for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.